It was a crazy week for AMC stock. We saw it drop as low as $25 per share at one point, rose as high as $72 per share, nearly 3x throughout the week, and now many people are wondering what is going on. So in today's video, we're going to go over everything you need to know in the upcoming week with AMC stock, what happened last week, where we stand right now, and a couple of big announcements from executives who sold off millions of dollars in AMC stock, and also a couple of exciting things with the short interest and other announcements from the CEO. So if you enjoy this sort of content on AMC, well then make sure to like the video down below, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification, and let me know in the comments if you're part of the AMC community, if you're an ape. Anyways, right now, AMC stock going into the week is sitting at $43.74 per share. You can see it closed at $47.91, but after hours it dropped about 8.7%, now sitting at $43.74 per share. And a lot of people are getting worried because we did see a pretty big drop off after reaching record highs the other day. But the thing to remember is if you invested 1 week ago, you still are up over 50% on your investment. For some people, you're still up almost double. So there is a lot of exciting stuff going on. First of all, AMC short interest is currently sitting at 19%. It went up a little bit from Thursday evening. After hours on Thursday, we saw the short volume ratio dropped to about 18%. The short volume ratio dropped to 18%. Now it's gone up a little bit, which means institutions are shorting it a little bit more than they were the other day. They've added to their positions and they're continuing to bet against AMC. They haven't learned their lesson, even though they've lost billions and billions of dollars. Over the last couple of months, they've lost over $5 billion just from AMC stock, but it's not slowing them down at all. Other day, we had some big announcements last week, which could have a big impact on what we're going to see this week. And the first was AMC CEO Adam Aron. He urged shareholders to support his plan to issue another 25 million shares. Last week was a big week for AMC. If you're looking at it long term, it was a great week for them. If you're looking at it in terms of making money for us, wasn't so great because last week AMC sold 20 million shares in two separate deals, generating around $800 million in cash. So they obviously need the cash. They could use it to pay down debt, use it for paying off some of their spaces that they own for actually having the theaters. And the first transaction involved Mudrick Capital, which paid more than $230 million for about 8.5 million shares. Then the next day, we saw an announcement that they had sold an additional 11.5 million shares for about $587 million. So just last week alone, about 20 million shares, totaling $800 million in cash. So this has been a really exciting time for AMC because of all the retail investors, Wall Street bets, everyone being pushing for the stock. AMC has brought in $1.6 billion in cash from January to May through issuing new shares. So that has been very positive news for the company, at least. Not so great for investors right now, but that has been great for the company. And in addition to this, now this coming week, we could expect to see maybe more shares being issued. If we see the stock price rise again, Adam Aron seems like he's trying to take advantage as much as he can of this opportunity, because this is a unique opportunity that GameStop had a couple months ago. AMC has it now, and now he's trying to take advantage of this opportunity where retail investors don't care if he really issues new shares. Most of the time, if a company issues new shares, it tanks the price. It's not always so great. With AMC, we saw them issue new shares, and it still went up 100% that same day. So it doesn't matter as much with AMC. Yes, when they had some of these announcements, we saw a bit of a drop off, but still by the end of the day, when they announced this, we were still up about 80-90% in that single day. And as a result of this, many executives are actually taking home millions of dollars selling their stock. And according to a recent filing that came out on Friday, 2 board members, 4 executives sold nearly all of their shares at record prices. This makes sense. You know, it's like a lot of investors, even people who have said they've owned AMC for a while, they're taking profits off the table. You got to remember, a lot of these executives get paid in stock options. So it's not like they don't own or they sold out in like their entire positions, but they are selling off parts of their positions, selling off millions of dollars. And in total, it was about $8 million in shares, which in the big scheme of things for executives, that's not so much. For 6 executives total, that's not so much. So people who are making this like it's a really big deal, It's not a huge deal at all. $8 million for 2 board members, 2 board members, 4 executives, total 6 people. That's not a lot of money. But in total, the highest that someone did sell off for one individual person was $2.53 million after someone sold 40,000 shares at $62.67 per share. So people who are worried about this, I think this is a little bit of an overreaction. I've got a couple of messages about it on public.com asking specifically about this, but I don't think this is anything to worry about. It's nothing crazy. And Adam Aron, the CEO, has repeatedly said that he has not sold any of his own shares, including in an interview he just did the other day on Thursday. So for people who are worried about this, I would say don't worry about that. It makes sense that they're selling off some of their position, but in reality, $8 million isn't a lot. They still own a lot of AMC's shares, and they all get paid a lot of the time with bonuses and other things using shares as well. So nothing to worry about there. People, now, the next question is, where do we see AMC going forward? What's going to happen this week? While there's no way to know exactly, we still know that the short squeeze has not yet happened. We still see about a 20% short volume ratio, which is extremely high. It's not as high as what GameStop had back in January, where it was over 100%, but still, a short volume ratio of about 20% is very, very high, and short sellers are not backing down yet. Another thing to keep in mind is that the AMC community is stronger than it's ever been. Back in January, it was really just Wall Street bets pushing for GameStop, Wall Street bets pushing for AMC. But now we're seeing stronger AMC communities grow on different platforms, on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, and not just on Wall Street bets anymore. It is just retail investors in general. If you look on Google Trends, AMC's stock price has increased. AMC's how much people are searching for it on Google Trends has increased dramatically over the last 90 days. This is a chart for the last 90 days. We are seeing record highs in terms of interest over time for AMC right now. And it peaked out on June 3rd, but still we are near those record highs, meaning that people are searching it more than ever on Google, on YouTube, on just all different sources and websites on the internet. People are looking AMC up more than they ever have before. So people asking, is a short squeeze still going to happen? Can AMC reach $100 per share? Very possible. It can still reach $100, $200 per share this week. It could also see a significant drop off. One thing of predicting the future with AMC is to look at the past with GameStop. GameStop's stock in the past, every single time we see a meme stock have a massive rally, go up 100, 200% in a couple of days, we usually see it consolidate to newer levels than it did before. So for example, back in January, we saw AMC stock rise as high as $20 per share, then it consolidated back down to $5. Then we saw another run up to $14 and consolidate back down to $8. So now we saw another massive run, and most likely what we'll see is a bit of a consolidation before we would see it either reach new highs again or go back down. We'll have to wait and see what happens with short sellers, what happens with retail investors, and as long as the AMC community continues to hold strong and retail investors continue to bet against it, well, we're going to continue to see this stock be very volatile over the next couple of days. So just want to let you guys know what is going on going into this week. A couple things to keep an eye out on with more shares, what the CEO, what executives did, and everything else going on. So make sure to stick around. I'm going to do a video later today, so check out my channel, subscribe. I'm going to do a video talking about the top 10 stocks that have large short positions that could see a short squeeze, very similar to AMC, and we're also going to talk about why they're different as well. So make sure to subscribe so you can see that video later today. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.